Stossel Matter segment tonight on March 10th in Middlefield, Ohio, about 40 miles east of Cleveland. Police officers pulled over 42-year-old James Gilkerson for failing to stop at an intersection. Gilkerson emerged from the car armed with an AK-47 and fired 33 rounds at officers.
Whoa! Yes! You cover, I'll call dispatch.
Gilkerson was finally shot dead by police who say they have no idea why he attacked them. As you may know, I am calling for all gun crimes to be federalized. That means if a person has an illegal gun in his or her possession, they serve mandatory federal prison time. That would give the police a huge advantage in stopping this kind of crazy stuff. With us now to dissent, Fox Business anchor John Stossel. You know, because I've been thinking about this a lot. Because it's a constitutional issue, Second Amendment issue, the limitations on guns, I think, should then be decided by the federal courts and taken out of the state jurisdictions. As you know, here in New York, they just passed, and in Connecticut as well, very strict gun control laws. I don't think that should happen. I think the federal government should regulate firearms in this country. Do you agree with that?
Fine if the federal government regulates firearms.
Okay, so you don't have a problem with that. All right, and because it would make it easier and then take out a lot of the craziness of the different states doing different things if the federal government would have uniform laws. Now, the Constitution says Americans have a right to defend themselves. I studied this issue. The founders clearly wanted Americans to have the right to defend themselves because the federal government could not. They clearly wanted that. That was the intent, and that remains the intent today. People have a right to defend themselves. However, as you just saw, we got to stop people from getting arsenals and going out and shooting innocent people, including the police. This has to be stopped. And if you federalize gun crimes, if a person has an illegal gun and the federal government makes, registration or whatever mandatory, it's easier to control it. Go ahead.
It's not. It's not going to make any difference. You think this crazy guy getting out of the car was thinking of a federal mandatory minimum and that would have deterred him?
If he had been pulled over for his driving indiscretion and they had found an illegal gun, they could have put him away. Now they can't put him away.
To make policy based on crazy people. And why focus on guns? He could have put the car in reverse and go.
All criminals. See, law-abiding gun owners are going to follow the rules.
Should be federalized now?
All gun crimes. All gun crimes.
Oh, but why just guns? He could have killed them with his car.
Well, that's a different story. But firearms, look.
You want mandatory minimums for sex crimes, for certain drug dealers?
Child rape crimes.
Is there any evidence that where Jessica's law is passed, that there's less molestation going on?
Tons.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
The people have
Go down to the state of Florida. They studied it. There's tons of evidence that
and there's
like that.
More molestation in Vermont and Colorado and New Jersey.
I don't know about that because I don't think those states study their lenient laws. But let's get back to the gun thing. So you would say that the feds would be okay if they handle the whole gun issue.
Maybe. I have to think about that. But we have too many federal laws already. We can't even count them.
Okay, but this is life and death. I mean, these police officers, there was a miracle they weren't killed. These police officers.
That's true, but your law isn't going to stop crazy people like that.
But it's going to make it harder for crazy people, all right, to operate and easier for police to arrest them. Last word.
I think you are ignorant and arrogant to think that you can design a better system from here and set the rules.
You like the system we have now. You think it's a good system.
Judicial discretion is better than mandatory minimums.
Yeah, judicial discretion, everybody. All right, John Stossel, everybody. Did he call me names? I think so.
I did.
All right.
I said you're arrogant.
We're going to have the electric chair right now. When we come right back, it'll be Miller time. Benghazi, Al Gore, and Governor